Right, apologies for that everyone, and welcome to PS Vitesse round 1 around Britain in the Formula 5 tier. The bottom of 5 tiers, and to start off we've just had a spin from Hutala coming out of Maggots and Beckett's. Sorry for the delay, we've just had a few issues within the league we've had to sort out, but we're I think just about finished with that now. Utala's going to go on another lap, so we'll stick with him for it. But yeah, we've got, I believe, it doesn't actually say how long we've got left of the session, but we'll find that out shortly. He's spun again, and there's also a Haas that's retired just in the run up to Cop's corner. That would be Mads. Yeah, not a great start for the Haas boys, I think. But yeah, we'll try and find someone that actually isn't a lap. I think the McLaren with Anoja Andreas is the next one to be on a lap, minus the Lewis Chaplin and Carnifex that are on medium tyres right now. In fact, we will have a look. Yeah, we'll go on board for Carnifex, just finish the lap off with him. Yeah, Silverstone, it's round 1 for this season. Should be a very good season for us. The first time we've had 5 tiers. The most we've ever had before this was an F3. Which is just showing how much the league has grown really in the last year and a half that we've been running. To have 5 tiers is something quite special. As Carnifex just going through Stoke Corner now, as he finishes the lap. Currently got a 30.6 on the board, sitting in P7. Currently 3 retirements as well as he comes across the line. He goes P4, just over a second off the leads. He actually spins in the same place as Hutala, avoids the barrier, just a bit of gravel lining his car. We'll actually go on board with the McLaren again. And he's been disqualified for going the wrong way. And McLaren's invalidated. I think that's Mini Godbold behind, no, Alfie Trott behind him now. He is not on a lap. There we go. Right, anyway, sorry about that. Alfie Trott's now starting his lap. I'd say one of the favourites actually to win F5. He was quite quick in F3 last season on the last game. And he was probably the quickest of the bunch that, or the slowest of the quick bunch that went up to F3, who are racing just now. If you would like to tune into that stream, it's also on the PS Vitesse YouTube channel. But yeah, there's a lot of hope for Alfie Trott as he goes through the first sector. I didn't catch if that was purple or not. A person that has gone purple is Mini Godbold though, a 1:26.1, which is quickest of anyone. As all Alfie Trott spins, he's gonna not avoid the barrier there. Just gives it a little tap, but no rear wing damage or anything like that, with reduced damage. We'll go to he's spun again now. We'll go to Jazzy Jeff, who's just come across the line. He's 3.5 tenths slower than Mini Godbold. Kazil is invalidated on this lap. I don't know whether he was up or not. Is there anyone else on laps? I don't think so. Maybe FedEx Blue? Nope. He's just running slowly at the side of the track. I think the next person to go on the lap would be Hutala though. The Norwegian driver. Who I'm actually expecting a bit out of today's. Looked a bit faster than he was in the last game. Put a few hours in. More than he did last game for sure. Keeps it in check. Going through the first corner. Going into turn 3. Doesn't look too bad from what I've seen from him. So we'll just get rid of the timing screen. So yeah, DRS opens. We'll see what his first sector split is. That is a 27.3. So it's going 6 tenths quicker, but no, he invalidates on the inside there. And that's his lap over with 5 minutes of the session left. We'll next go on board with Andreas, I think. He's yet to set a lap. He's on an outlap now with the Alfa Romeo FedEx Blue just behind him, but I believe he probably will be pitting. Joshi Washi's also just coming out of the first sector, so we'll get on board with him after this lap from Anoja Andreas. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. In fact, I will just take this opportunity quickly. Yes, they're the sector times he's looking to beat. 27.2 in the first sector. We'll find out if he gets near that. Clobbers the inside curve, which probably isn't that ideal. And we'll see next. I didn't actually catch his first sector as Hutala spun again at the first corner, so he's only a tenth down, Andreas, for 27.3. Stays in 8th gear and manages to get away with not invalidating now, surprisingly. As he going through Manx and Beckett, it's a bit wide going through there, has to go a bit slower going out. It's now 102.8 for the second sector split. Went purple on the mini-map, so I can only assume it was okay. Oh no, he just goes wide there. Going out slow corner. Invalidated his lap, so he actually spins anyway. We'll go on board with Joshi Washi quick. He's getting a lot of traffic, to be fair, going through here. Is Alfie going to get out of the way? Yeah, it gives him a bit of a slipstream. Joshi Wash is also one I'm expecting a bit out of. Could have won the other night in PSGL. Hutala, get out of the way. Oh, goodness me. Tip prime Hutala, this is. Yeah, you probably slow him down, to be honest. But yeah, he nearly won the other night in PSGL F13. So hopefully he can translate some reform into here as he goes into the final section of corners. We'll see what he has when he crosses the line. He goes P2, so just over 1.5 tenths slower than Mini Gobbles. He cuts that corner there. We'll quickly go on board. Oh, and he's out. There we go. Hutala, let's see what he can do. There's a bit of a train of cars behind him. That's going to be quite interesting towards the end of the lap. It's probably better to go on board with Alfie Trot, to be honest, save everyone watching. So going through the first sector now. Hutala does a 27.4, that's not bad. It's actually quicker than Alfie Trot there. So we'll see what Hutala can do in the rest of this lap. It's actually quite impressive from him. Can only be 2 tenths off the Mini. But he knows, quite experienced on any F1 game. VFL champion back in the day. Used to getting championships in wash leagues. So Hutala's going from Max and Beckett's. Looks quite clean. So yeah, he keeps it on the track. And he's actually just over a tenth slower than what Joshi Washi was. Obviously he got blocked by Utala on his lap, but if Utala can just keep this on the track, get it across the line, he could have potentially P3 here, which would be quite amazing for him. He goes through the final corners now, goes a bit wide, keeps it in check just about, and Utala actually goes P4. That's a good lap from him. We'll find out who else is crossing the line now. It's a Ferrari, I believe that's Jazzy Jeff who's starting his lap actually. JP is just finished his lap. Oh my god, that was close. I hope they get out of the way of him. We'll find out who else is there. I believe Mini is on a lap again. Utala's just retired on track. Yeah, we'll find out what Mini is doing. He's actually invalidated, already down his lap. So we'll go on board to Jazzy Jeff. He's just going through the first sector. I think he managed to avoid Utala. Actually, maybe he hasn't. He's half a tenth or half a second down. He's not using the ERS, so maybe it hasn't been so smooth sailing for him. As JP gets out of the way, but it's slightly too late for that. Kazel is up on his time, and he's on a lap. Invalidated the first time around, I can assume. But he's going through the final few corners now. Everyone in the top four has completed their qualifying. They've not got anything else left. Goes a bit wide onto the curb. He's going through the final corner now. He stays in P5, improves. We'll go on board now. Alfie Trott, who goes up to P6. JP Urquison wasn't on a lap. Tiovo's gone to the pits, and that is the end of qualifying. So Mini Godbold gets the first pole position of season 5 in Formula 5. Rolling back the years with that one, Mini is. Joshi Washi's in P2. Should be good for him, see where he can get in the race. The biggest shock for me is seeing Utala up in P4. It's an alright lap from him. Obviously, I don't know where Carnifex would have been if he didn't get disqualified. We'll have a look now. He did a 27.8, which, where would that have been? P9. So, yeah, it's an interesting qualifying. We've learnt quite a lot from that. If Utala can keep pace up in the race, maybe we can see a podium for him. He should be getting points, really, in my opinion, but it's Utala at the end of the day. We've got Lewis Chaplin, who's just outside the top 10. He qualified on mediums, but ultimately that won't really matter for him because he's got a free tyre choice. 4 people that didn't set a lap in qualifying, and I'm guessing all retired. But yeah, it's Mini Godbold at the front. Just 2 tenths clear of Joshi Washi, and then about a similar time back to Jazzy Jeff. It is quite close in the top, or from 3rd to 6th down. So it'll be interesting to see how that ends up in the race. So yeah, just a quick plug before we go into the race. You can watch the F2 and F3 streams over on the PS Vitesse YouTube channel. We're going to make a pretty big effort this season to get all the streams up on there. If you want to watch this race back through, which a few drivers probably will, you can go over there, and hopefully by tomorrow night that should be all uploaded and free to watch on there. But here we are anyway. the strategy should be a soft medium. You obviously can do soft hard if there's any safety cars within the first 5 laps or so. Hutala's just been disqualified as well. I didn't catch what for. Can we see here? No, we can't. Yeah, should be quite interesting to watch this race. Yeah, actually I need to have a look at the gaps, the tyre deltas and stuff. Well, not here. So yeah, everyone's starting on softs, excluding Coxey and Noja Andreas. So they'll be going longer into the race and charging back up through the field on the soft compounded tyre later on. Yeah, all the cars are going around in the formation lap, minus Hutala. And yeah, this could be carnage, but it could also be some very good racing at the front. We'll also have to wait and see for now. If anyone's in the chat and would like to request anything, like showing penalties or something, then please do not hesitate to do that. So I want to help people watch the race as well. But yeah, we're about to get underway. Hutala's probably going to have an awful start, especially because of those cold tyres. Yes, the final drivers are just coming into position now. Be Mini Godbold, who's on pole. Joshy Washy to his side. Jazzy Jeff lurking not too far behind them. So, for Season 5, it's about to get underway. And it's now green in Silverstone. I think Joshy Washy doesn't quite get as good as a start as Mini Godbold do. As they're going through the first corner now. Mini's still in the lead with Joshy Washy behind him. Hutala's gone further back. I think he's now in 5th place. The Ferrari at Jazzy Jeff has kept third, but he is being challenged by the Mercedes. There was a car around at the back there. But as we go through the first few corners, the first sector, we seem relatively unscathed. As we get it back up now, it was Kazel that made the position. Hutala's now down to P6. There's a bit of battling going on further at the back. FedEx Blue's actually made a few places. He's now up to P5, but it's Mini Godbold ultimately who's still now leading the race, going through Copse Corner. We know what happened there in real life, no repeat of that just yet. Someone actually goes quite wide at the back there, I'm not too sure who that was. It goes further back, there's a move where the two Alpha Tauris are battling just there. Maybe a few people got damage at the back. It did get quite nip and tuck. And we'll have a look at the position changes. So yeah, very mixed up. There's a Haas at the back who's retired, that's Mads. And there's a virtual safety car to round off lap 1. Pretty chaotic. I thought we were going to come through with no DNFs, but Mads spun on the exit of and is now out of this race. I believe there are 2 drivers in the pits, actually, both of the medium runners. It's quite unfortunate for them. I'm guessing they've both got wing damage. Yeah, Coxey has, and I think Andreas, not too far behind, has wing damage too. Yeah, pretty chaotic start. We'll just find out now. Coxey's gone to the hard compounded tyre as the timing screen jumbles up a bit, as it always does. New game, but same old things haven't been fixed. Yeah, we'll get back underway shortly. No penalties yet, which is always a relief. Do the gap to, or the interval gap, I think. We should be getting away shortly as the cars come round to the place where Mads crashed. Andreas is actually onto the medium tyre again. Here we are, the race has been restarted. I think that was an okay getaway again for Mini Godbold. It's actually Joshiwashi's now under attack from Jazzy Jeff. It's going side by side into Stowe corner, and I think Jazzy Jeff will have made that move stick just about. Joshiwashi's trying to contend with him, but yeah, ultimately lets him through there. As all know, he's spun. Never mind. And he's reset to track. Which I guess he weren't supposed to do, but we'll see if that gets reported anyway. But yeah, that's another position for FedEx Blue actually. He's new to the league. Relatively new to F1 games, I know. He's raced before in F1 2019, but he didn't race at all last year's. Carnifex is now out of the race as well. I don't know whether that will be a safety car. It's just on the run up to the third corner. We'll see shortly whether that is anything. Yeah, we'll go on board with Hootala because he's right in the middle of this train of cars that are just off the podium position. It's a bit spread out, to be fair, towards the front. Drivers giving each other a lot of space, which is probably quite wise considering some of the experience of the drivers in this tier. Where Kazuo is getting slightly closer to Hootala spun. Hootala has spun. Hootala, what have you done? What a shame. I don't want to. Oh my god. That's prime Hootala in a good position, but he's basically throwing it away now. Joshiwashi got a track limits penalty, and Hootala's actually got wing damage. What a shame. I think that is Joshiwashi that's got wing damage as well somehow. So maybe he got collected, or Hootala got collected by Joshiwashi, or vice versa. But we'll go back to the front, or actually to the Alpha Tauris that are quite close on track at the minute. Lou JT and Tiovo. I know they get on quite well, teammates for this season. That's quite close on the exit there. Will Tiovo get past Lou JT? He has DRS, a lot of overtake. I don't think he'll be close enough into this corner. No, Lou JT defends that off quite well. But maybe you can get him into cops for a good run out of Woodgut. I don't think he will actually, because now Ginger Ninja's on his tail. Lewis Chaplin's not too far behind him. But at the front, it's the same as it was just last lap. It's a bit of weaving going on there from Jazzy Jeff, not giving Kazuo the slipstream. You see, he wants to try and get onto the back of Mini Godbold now and get DRS from him. But Kazuo is getting quite close. So we'll see how this unfolds. He's now within 3 tenths. Jazzy Jeff doesn't have any DRS. Kazuo sets the fastest lap of the race so far at 29.2. There's a few position changes towards the back that we'll go and have a look at. Ginger Ninja's got past Tiovo. Coxie's got a penalty. And that's JP who has spun out at turn 2, turn 1, turn 2, that kind of area of the track. Rejoins just about in between the train of Lou JT. Ginger Ninja is this a bit of an aggressive move there by Ginger Ninja. He's now side by side with JP, he has to back out. There's now Tiovo gets past him again. Getting quite active down the back of it, he gets squeezed going into turn 6. Now Jazzy Jeff might have spun somewhere. He's going quite slow. Has he got wing damage? I think he has actually. So yeah, Jazzy Jeff's got no wing. He must have had an incident or spun somewhere. It's a shame for him as well because he was going quite well in this race, and now he's going to be towards the back of the pack. But obviously now that lets Kazuo get into the DRS of Mini Godbold, who looks to be struggling a bit, to be honest, compared to the pace of Kazuo. But luckily for them two, they have a pretty big buffer to FedEx Blue. who's driving actually quite well, better than I expected. He goes quite tight to the inside of that corner. There's an Aston Martin that's gone round, I think. Or no, AlphaTauri even that's gone round. That's Lou JT, who's had an incident at the final corner of the circuit. Hutala's now got a time penalty. Sure, oh yeah, he's just got onto the grass as well. Yeah, it's beginning to kick off, but we'll stay at the front for now. There's Mini Godbold and Kazil probably going to be fighting it out for the lead of this race. Ginger Ninja gets a penalty as well. Yes, race has probably lived up to expectations so far. A lot of spins, a lot of damage. Yeah, it's what we expect of F3, isn't it? We'll actually go back to Ginger Ninja and his battle. He's quite close to the back of Tiovo at the moment. He clobbers the inside curb. There's a bit of a gap now. 7 or 8 tenths, so he won't be making the move into the slow corner like I thought he might have. We'll have a look at Hutala as well, actually, and Jazzy Jeff, and see what lap times they are doing, because ultimately their race is still not over, because once they once the leaders pit, they could still be within their pit window, so they're not completely out of this for now. If they get some good pace, it could be quite good towards the end. So Kazal is actually closing up to the back of Mini now, but I think it's very easy on this track just to sit behind in the RS. Dirty air isn't really that much, to be honest. The tyre temperatures we were promised, or the engine temperatures we were promised, haven't actually made that much of a difference. There's a yellow flag in sector 1 somewhere, and I think it's actually been cleared up quite quickly. There is a Alpine or a Williams even, a Red Bull quite close together, so maybe they had some contact. But anyway, we'll go back to the leaders. There's Mini, I thought he was going to go into the pits there. Ducked and dived out of it. Kazal's still on the rear of him though, just following him through the section, and Joshy Washy's out of the race. Will it be a safety car? Well, and I hope the leaders get out just ahead. Yeah, they do get out ahead to the safety car. It was vital for them to see the red livery Mercedes AMG safety car. It's now out on the track, and as expected, quite a few people are pitting. Lewis Chaplin hasn't though, but I don't think for him that's the end of the world, because the safety car, or the field, is still going round at safety car pace, so he won't actually lose that much time. But yeah, it's essentially a free stop for the soft runners, because they can just go on the mediums until the end, which you see JP and Ginger Ninja have done now, and I believe Coxie will probably be doing the same thing as well. But yeah, on lap 7 we have a safety car, first full safety car of the race. So Coxie's now pitting. In fact, yeah, everyone is pitting apart from Jazzy Jeff, who's obviously come into the pit box just recently. Yeah, we'll go back with the 2 leading cars, the Alpine and the Mercedes. We'll actually take this time to have a bit of an update of the 2 races. I think F2 are now going into their race. I'm pretty sure they had a bit of a delayed start. It was BGR Wrench that was on pole in the wet, just ahead of Joshy Washy, or Josh Sidney even. Have a look at the rest of them. Or F3, they're currently 12 laps in. Jimmy Allen's leading the race. That's quite interesting. There's been 3 retirements so far. There's a battle for the podium going on there between Domain Zayn and Yannis Knight Yanni. But yeah, that looks quite competitive. It's nice to see Jimmy Allen leading a race. Hopefully he doesn't bottle it like the last time he's led a race in our league. Or probably the last time he's led a race ever. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that. In our race, Tiovo's actually stayed out. Don't hit the safety car. It's not a good idea. He's not pitted yet, so he's missed out on the opportunity of a free pit stop. He's just going to stay out, I think. He'll probably count his losses, in my opinion, but that's the inexperience of these guys, so it's to be expected. Everyone's gone to mediums. Lou JT's gone to hards. I think he was on mediums beforehand anyway. And Oja Andreas was on sauce, but it's now pitting again. He's going to go on to the mediums, which, if I'm just correct, yeah, he's already done 2 laps on, but obviously he had to use another set of tyres, and he's done that, and now he's plumb last, but he's still, at least he isn't going to get disqualified at the end of the race, so smart thinking from him there. There are a few gaps in the field, so it'll probably be another few laps or so until we get back underway. And in that time, I'm going to go downstairs and get myself a drink, but I'll be back then for the safety car restart. Right, so we are now back. It appears Tiovo is now pitted onto the hards. I'm surprised he's only lost. Oh, he's now 10th. I thought he would have been last, but I suppose Andreas is probably a bit far back anyway. But yeah, he's now P10 on the hard tyre. He'll easily be able to go to the end. Don't think we'll be going in this lap, so it'll still be another lap until we go into the pits. A bit of a jump with that. Utala's now gone to the pits. Why has he done that? Has he got damage? Honestly, I'm not sure. Either way, he's decided to come to the pits for whatever reason. He was on the right strategy. He's now going to be last, pretty much. So he might get a bit longer with the safety car as he comes into the box. How has he managed to get damage under... Oh my... Okay. Anyway, that's Utala. Now Mini does lead the race. And now FedEx Blue is actually now on the podium as well. That's a good first race from him. Pleasantly surprised. So obviously everyone else behind him has penalties, so it's looking quite promising for him right now. So yeah, we are now restarting the race. It's Mini who is going to restart the pack. I dread to look at the back of the field because it probably isn't that pleasant. But Mini's going to get underway now. Or is he? Yeah, just about. Has a bit of a kick of oversteer. Yellow flags at the back. Someone's just gone massively wide. Ginger Ninja and Lewis Chaplin are making places maybe. Oh, it's a bit of an incident there. I think no one's spun out yet, so probably a good start. Tutala banks side pods with Lewis Chaplin, the Aston Martin driver. But yeah, it's fairly safely through at the back. At the front, Mini Godbold still in the lead, but Castle is just about 4 tenths behind. Got 14 laps to make his move. I'd imagine he'd probably sit behind for quite a few of them and be quite decisive. Putala's now up to P10. He's just got past Blue JT in the AlphaTauri. He's on the hard tyre. It'd be nice to see if Putala can actually get back through the field. After his mistake earlier, and obviously getting damage as now Coxey is out of the race, and there's a virtual safety car. See just where is that in negative? Maybe it's on, I think Beckett's that is, on the entrance to that. He is now out. It is unfortunate. Yeah, well, oh no, it's a full safety car. What in the hell did that happen? I wonder if people would go on to softs. To see. So yeah, Coxey ended up in the wall, in his own words, in the F5 chat. The safety car obviously won't be going in this lap. few positions being don't get a penalty from each other, that's just complicated. I really want to see someone oh, Hutala, let's not. Why has he done that? Brilliant, nice. Mini doesn't pit. I don't think anyone's pitting, to be honest. That's a shame. I think actually, yeah, Lou JT is going to pit. Yeah, we'll have a look. What else can we actually have a look at? Penalties. That's the situation. Yeah, everyone's got 3 seconds apart from the front 3 and Jazzy Jeff and Andreas. Stops. Andreas has made 3 stops. That's the most this race. Everyone else minus him, Jazzy Jeff, Tiovo and Lou JT now have made just 1 stop. Position changes. This shows a lot. Andreas has gone up the most places. He started P15, it's now gone up to P8. Ginger Ninja has moved up 6 places. FedEx Blues moved up 4. The big losers, I'd say, in this race have been Hutala, who's just caused Lou JT to pit from sending him into a wall. He's now got a 5-second penalty for it, which is probably deserved. He's spun twice, he's got damaged twice. Andreas, what's happened to him? He's just lost a load of places. Is he spun? I was just bigging him up about how he's gained the most places, and I think he's just spun under safety car. He's not making any attempt to get the positions back, so he definitely has spun, has he? I'm not even going to look, I don't want to. But yeah, the safety car's now coming in, that's quite late. Everyone's tyres are going to be cold. This is going to be carnage. Mini again is gonna set the field back racing. He goes quite early, to be fair, and that actually catches Kazel off guard. Yeah, he's already got a 9/10 margin to Kazel. So going through the first corner, we'll go on board with FedEx Blue. He takes that quite nicely. But yeah, the front 4, well, everyone basically stays unchanged. Utala's now up into P8. He's gone up a place. We'll go back to the front now. Kansas actually closed the gap in the first few corners of the track. I believe what tyres is Lou JT on? He's on the mediums. He could have went to the softs, but no one's opting. See now, go on board with Mini Godbold. Oh, I don't want that. There we go. Just about did it. He's going through Mags and Beckett's now. See if he can get a good exit going out of the corner. He gets the right exit. We'll see. I think Caswell's going to try and make the move into Stowe. He's a bit too far back for now. Jesse Jeff's just made a place on Ginger Ninja. Going to Stowe corner. That's another place for Jesse Jeff, who hasn't got any penalties right now. He's net P4. Caswell sets the fastest lap of the race, and Ginger Ninja spun, and he's off and into the wall. What a shame for him. I think it's going to be yet another safety car. Surely some people are going to be pitting now. Lee JT's just got another penalty. So yeah, we'll see if anyone opts to go onto the soft. She's got 10 laps left. That could actually catch out some of the front runners as well if they don't pit. So we'll see what happens with that. This is the third safety car we've had this race. We can't be having too many more. So we'll have a look at who pits. Who Tyler's pitting. That's good to see. Andreas is pitting. Lee JT is pitting. Chaplin's quite far back. Lee JT actually speeds in the pit lane. But yeah, we've got a few soft runners. That will make the ending to this race quite more exciting. Lee JT's actually gone to another set of mediums, so maybe not. Tyler's served the penalty, and yes, stays in P8. So even though he has the 3-second penalty, if he can gain a few positions, gain a bit of time on everyone else, he could still probably get onto the podium. Soft tyres will be quite good for him. Obviously everyone else is on fairly used mediums, probably about maybe halfway through their life, most of them, so this should be a pretty interesting end to the race. Yeah, Lewis Chaplin also pits. He's now onto the medium tyres. He's sitting in P11, so he'll be looking to get up into the points paying positions. The fastest laps currently with Kazul, but I'd imagine if Tyler and Andreas get a bit of clean air, they'll be the ones picking up the fastest lap. Has JT got damage, or has he just got a really unsteery setup? That looked like damage to me, but I guess it's probably not if he's staying out. Again, yeah, it's not. But yeah, we'll probably be getting back underway next lap. Oh, Lee JT has a drive-through. That's definitely forward his plans of points, I'd say, unless there's another safety car in the next 8 laps time. But yeah, that's definitely not too ideal for him. As Tyler's got a penalty again. Why does he do this to himself? Another penalty. Has Andreas got damage? I don't think so. I honestly can't believe how difficult it is for some people to drive under a safety car. It's ridiculous. But yeah, whether who Tyler gets that removed or not, I do not know. But yeah, we probably won't be seeing him on the podium at the end of this race now, for sure. Safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. So We just want to see some racing now. We've seen enough of the rear of that red Mercedes. As safety car is now coming in. Finally get to see some racing. The pack are bound to bunch up into the final corner, or final corners. Kazel, I think, is probably quicker than Mini, to be honest. He's been on the rear of him all race, really, so he'll really be looking to get past him now. FedEx Blue's probably slower than both of them, but if he can hold on to that podium, that would be a great debut race for him on this game. As Lee JT's just gone to the pits to serve the drive-through, as Noja Andreas has had a severe collision with Lewis Chaplin. That's another penalty. As Mini Godbold gets the field back underway, and we'll see what happens from here. It's relatively unchanged, I think. We'll see how far up Hutala and Andreas can go. We'll go on board with Hutala now, who I think is going to try and make the move on Tiover on the Wellington straight here. So he shoves the nose down the inside, no, backs out of it, but sends Tiover a bit further wide, but doesn't quite capitalise from it on this occasion. Tiover nearly spins there actually. I think Andreas is quite close to him, yeah, he's got the overtake on. Is he going to make a move? No, opts out of it. Probably sensible. They're getting quite close as Hutala and Andreas side by side. Oh, Hutala's spun. Just people can't drive today, I think. We'll go back to the front actually. That gap's gone right down from Mini to Kazel. It's now 0.4 of a second with DRS being enabled again in the next few laps. As Andreas is now out of the race. It's race over for him. What a shame to see. He hasn't really come alive for him today. He's didn't really set a decent enough quali lap, and he's now DNF. I believe that's Alfie Trot and FedEx Blue that are battling now in the first few corners of the track. Now going side by side. Has always forced him off, I think. FedEx Blue. Alfie tried a bit of a trip through the grass on the outside of turn 5, going on to the Wellington straight. And FedEx Blue keeps the position for now. Whether it was because of that, I'm not too sure. We'll find out in a bit. But battle for the lead seems quite competitive between Kazel and Mini. I don't think Mini would like to go out wide like that too many more times. In fact, I'll have a look quickly at the penalty situation. So Kazel's got 2 warnings and Mini hasn't actually got any at the minute, which is quite impressive. And FedEx Blue's out. What a shame. He was doing quite well this race as well. Praised him earlier because I was quite surprised, but he's now out of the race. That's a shame. As Hutala gets another 3-second time penalty for track limits. DRS is now enabled, which is an opportunity for Kazel to pounce on Mini Godbold. British Chaplin gets another penalty. We've now only got 9 people remaining in this race. Kazel is now on the rear of Godbold. He's close, but not close enough. He's going to stick his nose down the inside. That's brave. So they make contact, but Mini just about comes ahead. Has the momentum out of the corner, but now Kazel's quite close. The overtake button's on. Mini defends going into cups. We don't want to go side by side there. We've seen quite recently what happens if you go side by side into cups. Mini's just about holding on. He's got 5 laps to keep Kazel behind. Kazel's going to be quite close through here though. The DRS is now open, as you can see there. in the slipstream. Is he going to be close enough? Down the inside? No, he backs out of it. Really close at the front. So then he gets a bit of oversteer there. It's a wide line through the final corner. A lot of speed flowing. Now it's actually Jazzy Jeff that sets the fastest lap of the race on the medium tyres. JP's got another penalty. So now Castle's very close to the back of Mini Godbold. He's in the slipstream DRS. Mini weaves to the left and back to the right. But Castle's going to go down the inside. Mini's going to stick it out around the outside. Will he get the move done? Yeah, Castle is through on Mini Godbold. Fine move down the inside. Oh, Castle's gone! He's into the wall. His suspension's still intact, I think. So he'll be continuing, but he's got wing damage now. He's going to have to pit. What a shame for Castle, because he was in the lead of the race, just made the overtake, and now he's effectively going to be last. Obviously, it's only Lou JT that's behind him. It's a bit of a train there going through cups. But yeah, what a shame for Castle. I think for him, that is going to be the end of his challenge for the win. And unless anything happens to Mini, he probably will be winning this race. As Alfie Trott has 6 seconds of penalties. And separating Jazzy Jeff from Mini is Alfie Trott, who is teammates with Mini. As Jazzy Jeff gets a bit of oversteer going through the final corner. Yeah, what? This race is breaking any expectation that we had. It's a bit spread out now, which is probably best for everyone in this situation. Casual's in the pits to fix his wing, put on some soft tyres, and hopefully for him steal the fastest lap. But yeah, we'll go back to the front 3 cars. We're the closest cars on track at the moment. We'll see if anything else happens there. As it seems whoever I'm praising this race is going to crash, so I'll probably keep my mouth shut for now. So Alfie Trott, I think, at the moment will be on the podium, so it'll be a double podium for the Alpine drivers. It'll be very good for them. And meanwhile in F2 it's been a bit of a mess, I think, unfortunately. But it is Headshot Lessie who is in the lead that race on 13 lap old hards. 24 seconds ahead of BGR Wrench, so it'll be interesting to see how that race ends up. It's a big gap for Headshot, but whether he'll make it to the end of the race, just I think 9 laps to go for him. We'll have to find out soon. I'm guessing that F3's probably already finished. We'll find out how that went in a moment. Sutala's got another penalty. Yep, typical of him. Yeah, I think unless anything spectacular happens, this is how the race is going to end. We'll stick watching though, just in case. I think at the moment it will be Tioro P4, then JP in P5 and Hutala in P6, which all things considered is still probably a good result for him, but it could have been so much better, and if he's going to get penalties as well after the race, that is still not very ideal for him. Alfie Trott is just about matching Mini at the front. We'll go on to Casual as well and watch his fastest lap attempt. He's now going to turn 6. We'll put the telemetry and lap data on. Doesn't show his first sector split. We'll look for ourselves. He's done a 28.7 first sector, which actually isn't that quick compared to what he's done earlier in the race. But we'll see through Max Beckett's, he'll probably gain a lot of time just from being on those softs. See, oh, nearly spins, just about keeps the front end in check. Yeah, the gap at the front's now down to 1.3 seconds, which is perhaps Mini Godbold just laying off the gas a bit. Lewis Chaplin gets a 3-second time penalty again. We'll just see, I think. Yeah, Castle will actually probably be getting P7. He gets 28.4. This Alfie Trot's actually within the DRS here of Mini Godbold, so I doubt we'll be making any moves because they're probably in party together and discussing what happens on this final lap. But yeah, for an end to this race at least. Some cars close in tracks, it's kind of boiled down a bit in the last few laps or so. As Hutala's actually made a move on Tiovo there. I didn't expect that. I don't know what's happened to Tiovo as well, because I thought he was ahead of Hutala by a few seconds at least, but something's happened there. And Hutala's now gone through, but unless a miracle happens, he's probably still going to end up finishing in P6. As we go on to the final lap then, if we go on board with Mini, that would be ideal. There we go, Alfie Trot's just behind him actually, quite close. He's just going to be too far away from Jazzy Jeff, I think, to get a Alpine 1-2. But either way, it's still been a very strong start for the Alpine boys. They were in the AlphaTauri last season in F3. This Castle sets another fastest lap, just barely quicker than the one he did previously. As they go through into the final sector of the race now. As, I think, yeah, Mini's actually going to let Alfie Trot through there, which is a nice team spirit down at Alpine. So yeah, it's going to be Alfie Trot who comes across the line first, but it will be Mini Godbold that wins the British GP. It's home track. Alfie comes across the line first, but it's Mini Godbold that wins the race. Rolling back the years, BFL champion, and Mini Godbold wins the first race of the season in F5. Hutala comes across the line now. He's probably going to be in P6. Yeah, he is. And then there's a pretty large gap back, and yeah, Castle overtakes Lewis Chaplin there. But yeah, it's going to be Castle in P7 and maybe Lou JT in P8. It depends what Lewis Chaplin does here in the last few corners of the track. He's got, actually no, he's probably clear to be fair. As Lewis Chaplin just finishes off his race and just to claw home in P8, and we'll go to Lou JT. It's going to be 9th place for him, 2 points. Jay's just coming through the final corners now, and that is a wrap of the British GP in Formula 5. It's actually rained at the end of this race as well, which if it come a bit earlier we might have seen a more dramatic end, but yeah, that is round 1 all over and completed. We do have 5 laps left of the Formula 2 race over on the YouTube channel. Only 4 drivers left in that, unfortunately. It's been a bit of a bloodbath there for some reasons. I'm not too sure yet, I'll find out soon. But over here in F5, still probably a bloodbath you could say, but it's Mini that wins the race. So yeah, congratulations to him, and here is the full results. So Jazzy Jeff gets P2 in the end, followed by Alfie Trott. Double podium for the Alpine drivers. Tiovo gets P4 ahead of JP. Hutala, who might have a bit of explaining to do after the race, but we'll see about that. Kazel was on for the win for a few seconds in the lead. Span out, got wing damage and had to pit. Lewis Chaplin and Lou JT round out the finishers with Felix Blue, Noja Andreas, Ginger Ninja, Coxie, Joshy Washi and Carnifex and Mads Glatrup, who didn't even complete lap 1. All DNFing, not going to get points. But yeah, that is a wrap of the first race of the season. And yeah, we hope to see you all next week for the Chinese GP around the Shanghai International Circuit. Check out the socials. If you want to re-watch this race, you can happily go over to the PS Vitesse YouTube channel. And if you are re-watching this race, thanks for doing so. And we will see you next week for the Chinese GP. Goodbye.